They went for a carry-style player to complement Untara. To me, that was the big thing missing from their squad. So I respect the fact that SKT understood where they were weak. They said, we need a carry mindset top laner. You look at Tal's match history, 20 games of Gangplank in the last 7 days, 15-5. Vladimir, Ornn, and Camille are his big picks. And just you guys wondering out there, the hungle for his name is Tuhal.
Tuhal, yeah.
So obviously that, with any sort of fluency, would be very hard to say. It's far away from Thol, which sounds like Thrall. It's not that one, so we're going to go with Tal as his name.
Yeah, it's about the closest thing that we can get to. We confirmed with Joel. He gave us the approval, so.
If you got the Joel thumbs up, you're doing something right. But let's look at the draft here and see if either Jin Air or SKT can get the thumbs up. Remember, we're expecting many more carries, and that's why you see a blue side Gangplank ban. They did it against Untara, but I think much more useful here against Tal.
GP, yet again, going to be coming through. So Jin Air don't want that in the hands of Tal. As you said, carry-oriented, so that would very much play to his wheelhouse. And this is actually going to be the Caitlyn ban drawn out by SKT.
I think they were probably surprised to see him prize it over other AD carries. Remember, Stana and other picks like Varus available. So they ban it away. The final ban will probably be the Kalista. See how Teddy's feeling about potential Ezreal play, unless he wants to opt out of that by banning something here.
Well, it's going to be the Sejuani yet again out of the hands of Wolf.
He says, give me a priority ADC. That is exactly what Teddy says. And after hard carrying Legendary, his team's like, yep, yes sir, here you go. Going to be one of Kalista or Ezreal, or they could choose to leave both open and make the choice come through. Leaving open Kalista, never something that's a big choice in Korea. So what the final decision is here by SKT. They do. They're willing to force the trade. Bang is such a famous Ezreal that you wonder if he would consider leaving Ezreal open. If you look at the match history or the competitive history for the player, Teddy is 1-4 with Ezreal. His Kalista is 7-5. So it's actually a very difficult choice here, and maybe he'll even give SKT their choice.
Yeah.
As they just take Azir over everything open. Very interesting to see. And say, do you want your famous Kalista or your famous Ezreal? Because both of them are historic picks for Bang.
Well, yep, just the Azir locked in. Seems like they're going to take their time with this one. The Gnar going to be secured here for Tal. And it will be the Ezreal.
So
we saw him
of the fans.
I mean, we saw him play this in their first series, and Bang absolutely destroyed. Very much like we saw from Teddy there in that last game with less damage done. But with the Ezreal, you know, constantly arcane shifting forward to initiate with rather than dodge and retreat.
94th career game, most played by far for Bang. He is currently 64-29, 69% win rate on that Ezreal. But the Kalista was the one definitely that had the percentages, 30-4. So a huge win rate, almost 90% there on the Kalista is looked over. There's no guarantee that Teddy actually opts into Kalista. If he leaves his AD carry any longer, you start to get suspicious if it's not selected here. Worth knowing that Tal will make his competitive debut on the Ezreal. So on the Gnar, I should say. And the Sivir lock-in, it's going to be Unsealed Spellbook Sivir, teleporting back to lane, trying to punish the low wave clear on the Ezreal.
All right. Sivir yet again, growing in popularity, at least in this series. A flash on the Aatrox.
There's a chance. I mean, people are loving the Aatrox recently. I know it looks troll.
Absolutely insane if they wanted to do that. Janna, something that's available. We've been seeing banned out here earlier today by KT. But this time will be picked up for SKT.
Bit of a weird duo, Janna and Ezreal, just because Ezreal with extra AD doesn't clear the waves faster, and certainly not compared to the Sivir to any great degree. But Janna can delay turret takes for a long time, with both the disengage, but also the shield onto the turrets. So it's kind of an answer to a team comp where Sivir and Azir try to rush in more than necessarily a laning choice, but it's also a good laning option against tanks like Tahm Kench. Seems like Jin Air weren't going to play with fire a second time here. Achilles are going to ban Zoe in the second round.
I'm so sad. I was really hoping that this would be the time that, you know, they'd ban the Rise again, and then they would just forget about the Zoe, but they remembered, and I hate you, Jin Air. That's what I got.
Well, you're not the first caster or the last caster ever to hate Jin Air.
I'm so disappointed, but all right, let's see what they're going to do for that final ban. Nidalee taken off the board here.
Intriguing ban. That's a surprising one. does play in Italy in solo queue. It
We saw
does
it
fit
in the
his
last game as
style.
well. So the second time in a row that they've decided to take it off the board.
Banning against not wanting the game to devolve into too much skirmishing. It's also a great coverage ban for a new jungler because Italy gets going, Italy gets snowballing, starts battle warding, and you don't have a lot of experience, you can struggle. And look at this other ban going for banning the pawn special and banning away the Veigar, which we certainly could see as a matchup in the Telecom War on Wednesday next week.
Could see it come down to that.
It's going
to be the J4 though.
Very simple choice of the Jarvan, so Faker's getting counterpicked this time as we're waiting to see where goes. Zac and Kha'Zix, both big picks this week. Kha'Zix has certainly struggled. This would be risky, but this is another way of saying, hey, Wolf, I'm coming in for you. And when you go for the Kha'Zix, I expect him to invade, I expect him to keep the aggression up. It hasn't been the win rate champion, but it was one of the most feared preseason jungle tier list picks in all of the LCK.
All right, let's see the Yasuo again. Don't do that Ornn thing. Go for the Yasuo. It'd be great.
He's not going to go for Yasuo.
All right. No. A guy can dream. I got denied the Zoe. At least let me see the Yasuo come through. But seems like Ornn is likely going to be the pickup here for so on.
They need a tank to go with the DPS jungler, so that's why long-range engage had to come from somewhere, so it will come from the Ornn. Looking for Faker, who doesn't often leave his pick for last. Who knows what he's considering here? The Malzahar is open. The Kassadin is another choice. You need strong side lanes for this. The Gnar qualifies, but the Ezreal and Janna doesn't. But it could be the hyper carry that Faker wants, and he craves the carry performance, goes with the Kassadin. Very interesting stuff here. Painful early laning phase, but can certainly come through a trick and can assassinate what is mostly a squishy lineup. 3 squishy members for Jin Air, and then the Tahm Kench can only do so much against Kassadin. The chase will continue even through the Devour, but a risk taken here. They do not have 2 winning side lanes to complement the Kassadin, but they're going for it anyway.
Well, they didn't really have the winning lane set up for them either in the last game with the Shyvana. Didn't really work out that well for them, but this time around should be a bit different. And now we get to see how Tal's going to do here in this debut matchup for him on SK Telecom. A lot of pressure. As Antara has been playing the previous games, we weren't really sure how long it would be, if ever, that we would get to see this guy. But the decision has been made. Game 3 versus Jin Air. Turns out that's going to be the breaking point where they have to go ahead and sit Antara.
No, not necessarily in the square in the middle of his champion pool, but the role of the aggressor in lane is something that's very comfortable to him. Faker on the Kassadin, a fun one to track. Haven't seen much Kassadin this season, but presence of mind Kassadin certainly going to be on the Rift here. And Teddy, Fountain Laser, who hard carried and then some in Game 2, may be tasked to do it one more time, Achilles.
All right, this time trying his hand at the Sivir, something that Bang has been bringing out pretty consistently as of late. We'll see if he can have that similar performance like we saw from him in Game 2, if he can yet again hard carry his team to victory. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead, load onto the Rift for the final game of the night of the week here at LCK. Jin Air Green Wings versus SKT T1.
소환사의 협곡에 오신 것을 환영합니다.
There you go, SKT fans, of course, shining through
미니언 생성까지
as we are getting later into the night, 10:30 p.m. here in Seoul. The fans dedicated, still sticking around, cheering on until the night ends, Papa Smithy.
And the OGN Legion fans going to grow to love you, Achilles, because apparently you represent the late nights. You represent the games going long. More League of Legends for everyone at home. Ooh, a Tal fan.
I hope that I'm a little bit more of a Conan rather than a Jay Leno for the late night crowd here.
I don't decide that one. That's for the OGN Legion to decide, but cool to see a Tal fan in the audience. Probably couldn't have known he was playing today. But one thing leads to another, and now we find ourselves in Game 3 of Jin Air versus SKT. If you're just joining us, KT Rolster were able to 2-0 in their series to start the day, but was a bit of a topsy-turvy one. They weren't necessarily heads held too high, beating MVP, but they were able to at least deny a game victory to MVP.
A win is a win, so at least fortunate in that regard. Picking up the 2-0 there.
Justice going full laning phase with the Summoner Airy here. It's his choice over something like Comet. Unsealed Spellbook Sivir, now standard. Seen most of the Jannas, or at least I should mention Max at least, go for the Guardian, go into the Resolve tree, but Summoner Airy was the old favorite. It's picked up by Effort. Only other Keystone worth really considering, so pretty standard stuff. Can confirm it will be Precision, so Presence of Mind 100%. That's definitely a Kassadin edge case abuse rune, because from there his full damage Rift Walks after 4 or 5 stacks become possible, because you can't run out of mana.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit ridiculous as we get in there. Gotta give, credit to Umti for that last game. Very high kill participation. Even by the end of it all. Let's go ahead and flip straight through. Yeah, damage permitted by Teddy, 1,241.
See if SKT can tighten up their early game, because Umti certainly is going to go hunting once more. Has a good idea of where Jarvan is. We can see that Wolf is pretty high HP.
He's wrapping his way around.
He thinks
He
he's
was
at
isolated,
Raptors.
he would still get pretty destroyed. So yeah, not going to find him at Raptors. Even though, well, I guess the ward was there, so he would have seen that anyway. But instead just takes a long route around, seeing if he could spot him. And then starts these up. Coming in, throws down the banner, spots him out, has the smite ready to go. Will take that one away, but now isolated. Jukes back to the side.
He's going to get hit
with the
first.
flag and drag. Umti's going to go ahead and flash into his face. Hits him with the void spikes over the wall. Wolf goes low, flashes down for both junglers.
It's just so cool to see Umti play like he's a Smurf jungler. Trying to go in there, try to hard carry, target out the enemy jungler, try to take advantage of his experience advantage over Wolf. 3 games in a row, he's been the central part to the early game advantages. And even though it's flash for flash, that relieves pressure from his lanes, and he's not respecting the chance of Wolf invading him in his own jungle. So, alpha move there from Umti.
See though, Bang starting to rip apart Wraith, has to go ahead and pop that shield. Arcane shift forward, another hit. Exhaust and Flash still available, as is the heal there from Teddy, but
Wraith really wishes he took Unsealed Spellbook so he can teleport back.
this is brutal, and this is basically what happens when you give Ezreal over to Bang.
You mentioned it, but his game, it's game 1, where he played on the Ezreal, was a thing of beauty, for sure. By far his most played champion. Wolf coming to help him out, knows the low health bar. It's going to be a ward, expecting the potential gank coming through after so much chunking went on to Wraith. Wraith has the minion dematerializes, it looks like. They look like little health pots, but I know he doesn't have the Gangplank Keystone. No Kleptomancy there, so it makes sense of it being the minion dematerializer. In the early lane, So1 pretty happy here. It's only when the Black Cleaver comes closer that feels like the first item by the Phage is bigger than anything that So1 can put together. But guess what? He's Ornn. He gets to duck in and just buy some items towards it. So has that item advantage, as he always does.
Interactive gameplay. Sit in that lane all day long. He is actually recalling at the moment, so he does go back to base. Low on mana, I guess. So just going to be TPing back through.
Doesn't have control of top side, so can't just rely on the spawning of the plants just after 6 minutes to top up the mana. Jumping on the bot side now is Umti after his previous invasions onto Wolf. Wolf predictably going to be pretty passive. Effort spots Justice putting down a very deep ward.
You know, I'm not entirely sure, but we've had a lot of Infernal Drakes here tonight. Feels like almost every game has had an Infernal Drake start just about. I think we had one Cloud Drake.
Never going to complain when we roll high on the Infernal Drake, which always causes the most drama as no one wants to give it away for free. Presence of Mind confirmed as Faker levels up to level 6. Worth noting that Faker has stayed equal in CS to an Azir, which already lets you know that laning phase is going better than expected for the Kassadin.
Just trying to poke out where he can while maintaining.
Look at the build,
CS.
Achilles. Sorry to cut you up. Look at the build. He's actually going for a very greedy build, rushing into the GP10. Faker has the Frost Fang and will be getting the Frost Queen's claim. Certainly won't be cashing in the harass too much until the full item is complete.
Yeah, for now, just going to have to try to survive.
That's a really big disrespect thing too. If you're Justice, like, wait, what did he build? And you're thinking, okay, I got to take advantage, I got to dive. But there's two sides to the coin. Whenever you see a counter matchup, or whenever you see, say, Culls, or in this case, GP10s in scenarios where you wouldn't expect them, when they seem disrespectful, both sides kind of have the MO. So the question then becomes, one side will feel very pressured to make a big play because they see that the enemy is scaling into the late game. Just like if the Gathering Storm buff came on the screen at 10 minutes, you would also think that. Dive here.
Yeah, looking like it. Wraith gonna go ahead, push forward, starts tanking this one up. Bang, jumping to the side. Takes a lot of that Boomerang Blade damage, goes low. Emperor's Divide gonna shove him. And that's actually gonna come up with the kill. Justice now flashing away, keeps himself alive, and the heal comes down from the bottom lane there as well to keep them in the fight. Actually, Justice there with the heal himself.
Here's what we'll say about Justice. His roam timings are pretty damn good. You know, his roams on the Aurelion Soul in the previous game got them some early leads, and now sees that there's no way for Cassin to follow. He's just teleport to get back to lane. Cassin with a second purchase, but still no completion on the Frost Queen's claim. Trying to play around Faker, who we know will have very big influence on the game later. Not going to be able to stay up and farm. Not going to deny Faker, but trying to get his side lanes rolling. And bot lane's a good choice, given how much carrying Teddy's done this series.
Yep. No stopwatch there for Bang. Save his little life. It does go down.
Kind of
good start for Jin Air.
Kind of a strange not to see a stopwatch. It must be worth mentioning on Ezreal.
Yeah. It's been pretty much a standard. But this time around, not happening.
It's been a lower stopwatch day, which some fans are going to be happy, to other fans going to be a bit sad about that. See what Riot decides to do about League of Stopwatch, which is kind of one of the subtitles you'd have to give this season so far. Not all regions have kicked off, though, and ALCS kicking off around 12 hours from now. Less than that, probably. Math is hard.
Not sure exactly when, but I believe the first match of the season is Team Liquid versus TSM.
It is. I knew about that.
So, it'll be a pretty exciting one. MT, though, going aggressive here on the
So
Wolf.
aggressive.
Level 6 each. There's a stopwatch to be used. Wolf just likely trying to get the flag and drag cooldown here. There's a Voyage coming through. Wraith looking to get the Devour on the hunt used, but Wolf is still going to be all right. Gets out of there with his life, barely so.
I'm optimistic on the hunt, but I saw some pings onto the Infernal. They could start that now.
Yeah, looks like they're doing just that. Everybody cramming their way into the pit. There's not really anything that anyone can do from the side of SK Telecom, so we have to give this over.
Azir's actually taking a very defensive route, so we're going to see a contest here. No smite, though, on the side of SKT.
Bang trying to poke out, but yeah, that's just going to be that smite coming through. Faker now going aggressive here onto Justice. Gets a lot of damage down onto the Azir, but with the threat from the Kazakhs, can't really pursue forward for any more. Bang jumping in. Arcane shift forward, aggressive yet again.
Watch Faker.
Faker does look to pinch in from the side, but flash over the wall, jump over the wall from MT. Jin Air will get themselves out safely. So first blood, now an Infernal Drake just racking up those big objectives as time goes on in this game. 10 minutes on the clock.
Because we're seeing GP10, it's probably going to be Abyssal Mask from Faker on the Kassadin. Still going to be a mana item eventually. Faker jumps over.
Goes over the wall, sees MT, goes ahead, gets the true sight on him. We'll try to take away this blue buff. Looks like they'll be able to get that with relative ease.
Not too big a cost from the side of Justice, but a frustration no less. You can't control everywhere on the map equally, and they just came out with the Infernal, so permanent stats there for the side of Jin Air.
Bang here, still going to be stacking up with the Tear of the Goddess. Has that Sheen ready to go, so the harass damage here in lane is going to be pretty decent. But has fallen behind a little bit there, just over 10 CS.
The Sowan has gone this defensive build we've seen less of in LCK, but yeah, Rush on the Frozen Heart. Now he's up in CS, which certainly is job well done. He's been able to get shops in that Tal has not been able to copy. Might also be some nerves on the side of Tal, given that it is the first competitive game in Korea. Many other squads. He's been around the world, but not at the highest level necessarily for an extended time, and he's never on a Korean squad till SKT picked him up. Got a confidence, but still something he's going to have to live up to.
Shot barrage thrown out there by Bang. Seems like he wants to go ahead and go back to base and purchase. Meantime, MT and Justice are threatening from the sidelines here.
Trying to be aggressive. Now onto Faker, but he can just riff walk away.
He's trying to dissuade MT from going for that control ward. It seems like he won out in the end.
So every time I see Kha'Zix and Kassadin on the screen, I'm reminded that while there's not a hard timer on the game, we really need to see Umti get some gank success going. Otherwise, we've seen too many Kha'Zixes, Score in particular, fall behind and then just kind of comically die in team fights to any sort of stain burst.
I mean, Tal's very, widely been left to his own devices here, but we haven't seen any attention paid to that top side of the map by Umti. He hasn't really gone for it, doesn't want to try to attack the rookie.
Trying to relieve pressure by battle warding against Wolf, which is another way, again, to attack the side of SKT. It's meant there's been no ganks to speak of, no Cataclysm in the first 12 minutes of the game. The Infernal is something to show for it, but a single kill otherwise for what has been another good early game by Jin Air.
Barely behind as far as the gold is concerned, so keeping things pretty close here. Trading back and forth across the lane depending on which one you're looking at. Red buff gonna get spotted here. Umti and Justice roaming their way in. Wolf is spotted as well, so pushing in towards this. Pretty dangerous. He's got Faker roaming over now to try to back him up. As well as the pinch from the Gnar, but so on is here. So 3v3, Umti goes forward. Has to pop that stopwatch. Faker going low. Not going to get knocked up by that Forge cast there, but still going to be Wolf getting blown up. Cataclysm comes down. He gets popped. Faker able to finish off Umti. Makes it out with his life.
Gets the red buff as well.
1-for-1 exchange.
Yeah, the red buff as well, so be able to pick up a bit of lane sustain as well. It's a bit of a messy fight. Once again, invasion by Jin Air, and the junglers both pay the price. Worth noting that you would say that as the game goes on, Wolf will have the scaling advantage going to Sindho. He's going to be a full tank, so he's not going to certainly have much threat, but with the Kha'Zix pretty well held in the early game, that's why there's a bit more of a guarantee of Jarvan's role in the late game than what we see here. Such a weird game to evaluate. As the game goes on, you have to give the scaling advantage to SKT. It's not massive, but Janna certainly does outscale most melee threats, and Tahm Kench, the Ornn, and the Kha'Zix do represent threats that can be dispelled by the Monsoon. Kha'Zix can have value. I remember games where Ambition in the late game still made Kha'Zix work through strong ward control in the red side jungle, getting picks and turning into Baron threat, but no guarantees of that, and very difficult to do against SK Telecom T1. Kassadin also. Zia strong in the late game, a hyper carry, but Kassadin has so much threat that you fear for specifically Teddy as the game goes on. But because there's no landslide advantage, the fact that we're pretty even gold, 300 gold at this present point, means there's a lot to be excited about.
Still just odd seeing the Janna here. It's a big selection for SKT out of that support role. But, is being protective, is helping to keep Bang alive here, but you can see the CS is suffering a bit. In comparison, Teddy at 153 to 141.
How much money is Tal sitting on?
It's got to be a lot, because he's just got the Phage still.
Wish we had a way to communicate to the observers, but damn, he's been in lane with a Phage for forever. Wouldn't be surprised if he didn't have more than that cleaver, as they really, really would like to pick up this turret now.
Well, it seems like it very well is going to happen. Justice around the side here, gating back Wolf, and that is going to be the first turret going over to Jin Air.
Turn it into
1,000
more.
gold in the lead at the moment here.
Look at this, it's going to be a late Rod of Ages. This is Faker basically saying, I'm playing against Jin Air. Going to go for scaling, scaling, scaling.
Some Voyage really late there from Wraith. Just kind of bringing Teddy into the mix.
You don't often see 17, 18-minute Rod of Ages, but that's what we're going to see from Faker this game. Saying, well, the last two games went over 40. We can get away with this.
Guess it's going to happen again. Faker roaming his way up towards the top side of the map, looking to alleviate some pressure here for Tal.
On could ult this if he wanted to.
Trying to help him out. Oh, it's been used. Yeah, so on just going to go ahead and fiercely push forward. Faker gets a little bit of damage in. And has to jump back for fear of the turret. Now Effort uses the Monsoon, keeps himself alive. As Umti was going to really destroy him if he stuck around.
Umti didn't have flash. If Effort was able to internalize that, then the Q would have been enough, because Monsoon would have been unnecessary in that situation, but went safety first, probably the right way to go. You say, range supports on SKT, especially something like the Janna, purely shielding is something a bit different. a weird scenario where it doesn't necessarily feel like an Ezreal suited support, given that Ezreal has so much self-peel. In fact, to go to 40% CDR, you'll note that it is going to be the Iceborne Gauntlet Ezreal, but no Relic Shield, so something a bit different here.
Yeah, started with the Doran's Blade.
That was the lane presence they weren't getting from the Janna, but I'm a big fan of Relic Shield Ezreal just because you get the double scaling of extra armor coming through from the Iceborne Gauntlet purchase for the maximum health you get from the Relic Shield Quest Shield.
Faker trying to get the stop there, unfortunately for him. Spooky Ghost doesn't interrupt the recalls.
Nope. Beach Ball was too late. Ocean's been kind of left on an island after the very early Infernal take. See if it re-rolls high or low and how the macro goes. See if we get the next Drake. Will be a cloud, like you say. Gotta say, Tal hasn't captured the imagination compared to Untara, who I can say many things about, but he's 3-0 on Gnar, so he can certainly play the Gnar.
It's the 0-0-1 right here. Sharp Raj going to come through as that Rift Herald falls lower and lower, and you can see Jin Air. They have this very nicely surrounded SKT. Not going to be able to get it. I thought maybe we'd see Wolf go for the banner toss steal. Just the little Hail Mary there, but doesn't get close enough. Doesn't want to get jumped on over the wall.
Credit to Jin Air, they actually sent multiple members. There was 3 on it, so the damage was coming fast enough that by the time they got that little vision, they realized that SKT couldn't be in position to contest it. So it ends up being a freebie. Just noticed the Muramana transformation at 18 minutes, which is very early. Or at least on time, you would say.
Anything around that 20-minute mark has been pretty solid. So 18.5 minutes there for Bang. Looking good.
Certainly some control ultimates for Bang to emulate his performance against Rox in Game 1 and start to Arcane Shift in aggressively. But he also has Ezreal to do his own kind of hopscotch into the front line, so 2 different schools of thought on how you should play. If you already have an assassin, jump in with him, or self-peel in the back line.
Going to get a little damage there, and onto Teddy. It's the one Mystic shot at the moment. Still going to need a little bit more before we start seeing that damage really start getting pumped out by the Ezreal.
Weird lane assignment here, although, yeah, we spotted out by the Spooky Ghost that redirects. It's going all the way to base.
Yep. Just gonna keep on cruising.
Looks like Umti might just rush up mid lane and put down the Rift Herald to try and force. They don't really have forward vision to get a really safe Rift Herald summon. They have nothing at the enemy Raptors, for example. Only control of the left side of mid lane and a control ward. But still going to be some time before they have to use the Rift Herald. About 2 minutes. I'm not mistaken.
It's still ticking down. It's about halfway until it has to be used, I believe.
Umti, not accelerated on the build, did finish Warrior, didn't go for straight into a Duskblade, for example, so not necessarily blowing anyone's mind in terms of damage right now. Level 10 as well, so no second evolve. Usually Spikes is the second evolve, just to have a bit of a AoE CC, but also to check Brush very safely. But there's arguments for any of the evolves, short of maybe Leap, that it feels like most people avoid these days. Like it was the Claws there, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I do believe so.
Bit of extra damage to Baron, and Baron could certainly be one of the ways to speed up this game for Jin Air.
20.5 minutes in. So far, no vision control being shown over there since the Rift Herald was taken.
Vision control, vision supremacy certainly with SKT on the bot side. Great coverage for Faker to do his thing. Gets a free laning phase against Azir and more time to scale. Mentioned the late Rod of Ages was finished around the 17-minute mark, so 3 stacks towards the 10. It's Jin Air, so seems like he once again made the right call.
Bang just sitting on a plethora of potions at the moment.
I just need to know if anyone has Catholic Storm. I'm gonna guess no, but always an outside chance. I had a bit of a standstill. Ornn and Gnar have had the never-ending battle that the Observer's been kind enough not to put on the screen. Has been a CS lead the entire time. We can't see turret HP, but I believe a very healthy turret as well. So holding Gnar in the middle of the lane is great from the perspective of Ornn.
It seems like Soon's maybe been damaged by about 1/3 of its HP, so it's still going to be pretty healthy.
How do we speed up the game from here? Right now it feels like necessarily delayed. Okay.
Oh, well, that's going to be the Emperor's Divide used there. TP's coming through as Faker gets jumped on. See if these are going to be channeled. No, both of them will be canceled out.
First teleport was from Gnar, going into Mega, as we can see on the screen, but doesn't end up mattering.
Yep, he and so on both popping those TPs to join into the bottom lane, but going to be unnecessary at the end of the day.
And I'll say that at this juncture, people at home, if they're still awake, which thank you very much, I know it's desperately late or early, depending on who you are. Nice steal, by the way, by
takes
Bang.
away.
That'll wake you up for a moment, but otherwise, should notice that we've mentioned that we feel that SKT has the scaling advantage, and even if you just look at Rod of Ages, like Faker probably preferred 10 Rod of Ages stacks before he fights, so 5 more minutes of Ezreal trading farm with Sivir in the mid lane and Kassadin trading farm in the side lane with Azir is probably advantage SKT.
Keeping it close. This is still only just a few hundred gold separating them at this point. Thought maybe we would get a clip of the turret there, but not quite. Instead, Dal's just going to have to deal with the Rift Herald all on its lonesome.
We've had some sad Rift Heralds so far today.
Yep. Really haven't been great. And this one, well, he might not even make it to the turret.
Nope.
Yep. He's, oh, that's disappointing. I mean, that's another one of those things. You know, Jin Air was setting the pace of this game, and it's like, okay, you know, wow, they got the, you know, the first kills to come through here. Then they get the Rift Herald, they've got the Infernal Drake, and then, well, the Rift Herald just kind of does nothing.
And they had first brick as well, so they had a lot of those early advantages, but the Rift Herald doesn't even represent an outer turret. Because they weren't able to push Vision up.
It doesn't even represent damage.
No, I mean, there's just never been able to push up Vision, so it ended up just being down a lane because Umti was never in a great position to aggressively channel it, so complete waste of that ability. And again, the only real place I see an advantage is ward control, specifically bot side. SKT 4 control wards around the just about now to spawn Cloud Drake. Item-wise, this doesn't really have a lot to his name. The Merlinomicon and the Berserker Greaves, we should mention, is something different. This was a build a long time ago for...
Yeah.
It felt like people tried to halt the Nashors for a while, went for the Merlinomicon.
Baker going aggressive here, gets quite a bit of damage down.
Theory is the Berserker Greaves, get the attack speed from that, and then Merlinomicon gives you the Grievous Wounds passive. Can work against Janna, so if a team fight comes through and they're able to negate the massive Janna reset, that might be important. Probably not going to be able to negate the Cloud Drake going down, though.
Yeah, no. And I mean, that one's just not even going to be worth it for Jin Air to try to fight over. Just tossing the banner to make sure they're safe, and we're going to have another Ocean Drake coming through after that. Baker moving his way back down here.
Moving his way
some vision.
to a pretty fearsome 3-item core. His GP10 has been stacking up for a long time. He's going to be... You know, Caster's never really had problems with, you know, being kited, but he's going to have also the 50% movement speed from the quests. That's pretty nice. Good luck ever getting away from this Caster. Doesn't even need to Rift Walk to get the next round of spells.
Yeah, on the hunt might not even be enough to really save you.
Nope.
Going to be sticking like glue. He's got the Lich Bane completed there. So he's going to start hitting like a truck.
I know it's small solace to people watching on, but SKT are probably doing what they should with the comp that they have. Lich Bane complete. 2 more Rod of Ages stacks until 10-stack Rod of Ages. The quest is going to be cashed in probably sooner than you expect for a Kassadin. And then Zhonya's to guarantee positioning next to Presence of Mind for unlimited mana. It feels like this game is set up for Faker. Just pop off.
Speaking of which, takes a bit of damage there from Umti. Turns out being isolated next to a Kha'Zix is not very good for your health.
And on the negative scaling side of the things, Kha'Zix hasn't done anything, and just like Shaco way back when, a Kha'Zix who's...
He has gotten a kill and he has died.
Sure. He's behind expectations for when he locked in Kha'Zix. He saw a game where he was 7-0, doing his best Teddy impression, but it hasn't happened. And the result is that the person who scales a lot is getting all the farm on, and the person who needs snowballs not. So, again, not great news stories for Jin Air.
Probably just at this point, Jin Air going to be putting their faith in the Teddy hype train yet again. As he's still been consistently out-CSing Bang. He's got 2 major items completed with Infinity Edge on the way. Plus he's got an Ornn on the team so he can upgrade for a Supreme Infinity Edge.
The most nothing is happening in this game.
I
I feel like I'm watching an art film an art house film that I don't understand. I'm just like, I see.
Because it's in like Italian or something.
It's in Italian, the subtitle track didn't work. I get why it's happening, but sadly, it's very meandering so far. Hopefully we get to the point soon.
That's how I felt about the new Star Wars movie.
Fair.
I get why it exists.
That had more obvious presenting problems. Justice has a problem.
Yeah, he's going to get jumped on. Emperor's Divide comes through. Faker going low.
Oh!
And he is actually going to get taken down. A flash over the wall there from Justice to keep himself alive. Snaps back in with the Sand Soldiers. And Faker, he bit off more than he could chew.
Slapping you over there, Achilles. We're going to wake up. That was a sick outplay from Justice flashing over the wall. Required 2. 2 people hold down Faker. He's dead for 35 seconds. But unfortunately for Jin Air, it's just a pick. It's no more than that. Umti getting poked. He won't be able to do anything. It was a nice outplay. Like the most hype moment of 27 minutes, but now we go back to that farming phase.
All right. This is exciting. Maybe if we learned Italian, this game would be more exciting. But all right, here we go. We'll get a replay. Let's just continuously watch this replay.
Faker just, at the end of the day, was like, I've hit my items, let's go. And you can understand why. But the flash over
out on the Rift Walk is perfect.
And the flash over was really nice as well. More expended by Justice as he used both his summoners, and it did require an ally. So again, still ominous for the side of Jin Air, but to reward the sick play. We haven't had many to focus on.
Definitely not. 2-0-1 there on the Azir. As Justice needs to do a bit more of that to help this out. Faker, he's not being dissuaded at all from going aggressive. Double ultis right into the face of Umti, trying to just lock down that Kha'Zix.
I just love the build. It's the most I'm playing against Jin Air build I've seen ever. He doesn't have sorcery. Well, he does have sorcery, so he might have Gathering Storm, Achilles. It's possible.
He could.
If he went Gathering Storm, rushed GP10, went into Rod of Ages second, and then got a Seeker's Arm Guard, that'd be the most heads-up thing in the history of League of Legends.
Well, who else would you expect it to come from other than Faker? Makes perfect sense to me.
Justice needs to run.
Yeah, he's going to go ahead and get the hell out of there. Wolf trying to get close enough for the Cataclysm. Can't quite get there. TP now being channeled out to hopefully defend this turret here in mid. But Wraith as well is going to be joining in the fray. Missile Voyage brings them in with Teddy. So they go ahead and they take out that turret. Go 1-for-1. Faker yet again. Going to be looking for it. First Divide comes through, but he jumps right back over. His way around the side. Doesn't want to get hit by the Forge God ultimate, and this time Justice is not going to be getting away. He already had to use both of his summoner spells, so he goes down as Wolf claims the kill.
And they might just try and turn that into a Baron to just spring this game into life. They're
I
running
think they
straight
are.
over
Here we
to
go.
it.
All right, I feel myself waking up.
They've had control over this area for a long time. Right now they don't have a control ward on the Baron though. So worth knowing that Teddy does a lot of damage. SKT know their plan. They want the Baron. They have the cast and turn. Here we go.
Ricochet in a very small area could devastate SK Telecom. See how this one's going to turn out. Faker trying to defend. Tries to push back Umti, who could go in for the suicide play. He's got the Guardian Angel as a bit of a backup. So very well killed, could still survive. Instead they're going to go ahead and turn off, go in on the so on, but the Devourer is there to keep him alive. Forge God yet again coming through. We'll see where he wants to redirect it. Gets the pop up there in the back line onto Wolf and bang. He's going to find the first kill in this fight. Faker following up for the second one. Teddy does manage to take down Effort, but he pays for that one very swiftly with his own life. As Tal finds his kill here in this game. SKT not going to be able to finish off the Baron, but they win a major fight.
That is the terrain where SKT have an innate advantage. Not many champions turn off Baron better than Kassadin and Ezreal. Their ability to do that, one target after the other. Teddy had a lot of AD, but no front line to free hit behind. That ends up being SKT and lots of kills, big purchases, returning straight to the scene of the crime, and they'll start the Baron again.
So congratulations to Tal there, finding his first career kill on SKT. 30-something minutes into this game. Seems like SK Telecom maybe just coming right back over to this one.
Bang actually got knocked away by the blasting plan. That was funny, but he'll be in
plenty
there.
of ways to make it over the pit without being spotted. Literally everybody here can hop over. It's only Janna that cannot, so.
Great read on the game also by SKT. They knew that they won the fight. They could run back to the Baron. No one's face-checking from the side of Jin Air. Umti was on the bot side. Let's see the replay. It's all about compositions and turning off Baron.
And the first one that does it, going to be Wolf coming through here. The pop-up straight into the flag and drag.
They knew exactly what to do. They were happy with any target. They went on to So On. They know Devour's down, and they can keep turning. Ezreal just skips past, throws down an ult. There's Faker. Presence of mind means he no longer has mana cost for the entirety of this fight. Too easy for SKT, but they waited. They bided their time for so long. The items are suddenly complete. It's go time for SKT. They didn't need a second reminder, and that will be Baron. And potentially the first meaningful lead of the game for SKT.
Certainly does look that way. 4,000 gold here up at the moment with plenty of towers in their sights. They've only taken the top and mid outers so far. Now the final one falling there in the bottom lane as Bang gets rolling. The Lord Dominic's ready to go, as well as that Blade of the Ruin Kings going to be doing damage aplenty here. There's this Ezreal jumping forward fearlessly underneath the turret. Takes that one shot, gets crit. So jump back over the wall. The flash now going to be used.
Bit too overconfident, but only the flash expended to answer it. Gnar and Ornn tussling, but this time with Baron buff. Fatal on the top side. Jin Air's comp is very weak against poke. Azir has good range, but Ezreal Q outranges Azir's effective range. The sit back there, the engage is really only so on the Ornn, and Ornn's not there. So they're so happy, SKT, to have 3 members bot side. Donalo's on the shield, Ardent Sensor, and AD comes the way of Bang. And that's the one thing Teddy's pretty useless
the
against.
damage coming through there. Two-shot barrage thrown out into a couple of mystic shots, and Teddy down to half HP, has to get devoured, and that's going to be the tier 2 turret going down here in the bottom lane.
This lane assignment doesn't work for Jin Air. They will continue to lose. Buddy system in mid.
Again, looking for the pick there onto Umpty, but he's got the leap away. Not going to get caught by the flag and drag, but this opens up Faker to go ahead and finish off this turret. So suddenly, everything just crumbling around Jin Air as SKT surges forward with the gold lead.
It's not a random time, Achilles. Right on time for the items. This is where SKT have the answer, and again, we see a Kha'Zix outscaled. Again and again, we have seen it so far in the LCK. A more bloody region, the LPL, maybe in EU or NA, the Kha'Zix, I'm sure, will be powerful because there's a lot of inherent power. It's still a super power pick in solo queue, but teams here have been extending games. The average game time is so much longer than reported. We're going to be close to 40 minutes by the end of today for the entire first week. Which for some viewers will be happy, for others will be resident sleeper, but the end result here is that SKT have done everything right. They have hit their lanes, they have hit their item timings. Faker has done the most scaling you could ever do in any kind of reliable way, and now it's at a point where Jin Air are pushed in too many directions and they have no one solution to answer them.
Yeah, I mean, it's great for those people who wake up late and can still watch some of the LCK games. For the guys who are staying up all night long to watch everything, that's when it gets a little bit more stressful, I suppose, when the Resident Sleeper still comes through, as you say.
I mean, the struggle is, though, that if you summarize these games, at least Game 3, it's SKT did everything right. They opted into scaling, and now Faker is a monster. That extra movement speed, the 50% movement speed buff on Cassidy somehow makes him more terrifying.
I mean, he can just never get away. He actually is like a horror movie villain, where instead of just tripping, he's just always right there behind you.
You remember when Cassidy would run out of mana? That's gone.
Yep, no more. Gone are the days where there is no mana.
And he's faster than before as well. This new Cassidy tech is not welcomed by me.
Yeah, you know, it's a bit like the movie It Follows if you combine it with like the fast zombies from Dawn of the Dead by Zack Snyder. Constantly chasing you, but this time he's really freaking fast.
Yep. It's got 6 items too. No death cap slot just yet. But you know the spooky ghost will be sold for a death cap if the game goes long enough. Right now, no impetus too. I'll definitely be checking on whether it was Gathering Storm in the post game, because that'll be a fun one. If he wins the MVP, we'll get the confirmation. But sitting on 418 AP as well at 35 minutes into the game. Happy times for Faker. He pushes one side lane. Gnar, who hasn't had much to do this game. 100% kill participation should be welcomed for Tal, because there's been no lane action. It's been only team fights.
That's true.
Not often do you see Cassidy with 100% kill participation, because there ain't been no kills.
Very, very few of them. 9 total in this wonderful, wonderful game as we are pushing past 36 minutes. But it has been sped up here very considerably by SKT, who have just lunged forward with an 8,500 gold lead as it stands. Another Baron getting ready to come up in about a minute and a half, and then Elder Dragon joining us on the Rift in 25 seconds.
Let's see if they can do what we talked about other teams wanting to do in the previous game, which is start with the Elder and then say, hey, come fight Baron.
Yeah, double up. They have the double stack. So give them quite a bit of damage and make them that much more fearsome. People are already terrified of Faker. Give him that true damage burn as well, and you're gonna be sleeping with the lights on. Coming through, Bang goes over the wall, looks for Justice. One more hit would do it, but he makes it out of range, and Bang has to peel back away from the other members of Jin Air, but good lord, just absolutely rips the Azir apart.
Yeah, one arcane shift forward means one free Elder Dragon. No way to contest this now. The side of Jin Air. Bang's Ezreal has been a real big treat so far this season. No wards, even in the area, coming through from Jin Air. They give up the hopes on this one and recall and reset for Baron. They know it's going to be coming soon, but this is the dream we spoke about. Even though the shot going to come through for the Ezreal, I guess it's probably a pot at this point.
Yeah, just go ahead and get an elixir. He's got the Bloodthirster there, so full items completed. He's pretty stacked, as it turns out.
This ended up being a much more non-interactive game of League of Legends than I expected.
There's been a lot of threats, threatening movements from the players, but we haven't really seen that many kills come of it, unfortunately. It's just been a lot of I'm going to jump at you from Bang and Faker, and then everyone else is just, oh crap.
I feel like Faker lost his patience a couple of times, and
you know, I'm pretty sure he wants to try to squeeze in a stream tonight, so he's trying to get home as quickly as possible. He's still got to do a fan meet after this and some interviews, you know. Here we go. Calm Forge God coming through. Tal going to get knocked up, and he's pretty surrounded. Even with the transformation coming through, looks like he is going to go down. Gets the wall up, gets the massive knockover into the wall, jumps away with a flash, but still. Flash forward there from Umzi into the leap, tries to get him, but he manages to survive still. Are you serious? Will he make it out of here? Justice trying to chase in the flash forward. Will finally take him out, but at the same time, Baron has been taken by SKT. Tal just distracting them completely. The major denial on the recalls coming through from Bang.
Longer than you might appreciate, Achilles. It also burns them with the true damage, which delays the recall, guarantees a turret. Almost a fantastic escape, reminiscent of 957 on the Kled from MSI. Makes up so much space by so much time. Jin Air knew they were swapping a kill for a Baron, but they knew they couldn't do any better. The kill took too long. They also lose an inhibitor. Man, SKT. Bling, bling, bling everywhere.
The punish game is super real right now. SK Telecom. Baron buff into inhibitor, and man, really well played there by Tal. Buying so much time. Welcome to the team, buddy. I imagine is what's going on inside the booth right now.
So the feeling of the roar of the crowd for his actions for the first time here in the LCK. Crowd has been largely silent, understandably. First 35 minutes of this game, that was the highlight of what has been a pretty dour affair. If we're going to be honest, we try to be honest with you, OGN Legion. This one has been SKT with a solid game plan. Sort of game that Koma comes out and it's like, yep, you did exactly what I wanted you to do. Didn't fight when you were weak, fought when you were strong, took all the objectives, and we're assuming at least close out the game. Worth noting that we're
certainly looking that way. Teddy is not as busted as he was in the previous game.
He's getting close, though, Achilles.
I mean, as far as his items are concerned, yes, but he needs to start having the pop-off moments as these fights develop. So, SKT, though, I mean, they can be as hard committed as they want, or they could just be very lazy about it and just keep firing off Mystic shots and Null Spheres to try to poke him down.
My favorite reality when KT does their prep for this, for the big ban prep, is that SKT are 4-0 with Gnar and no victories with anyone other than Gnar, which is pretty amusing, but that's been lane pressure they needed to carry a lot of these games.
It's going to be the future recruitment strategy of SKT top laners if things continue the way that they kind of always have gone.
It's fair. They've had a lot of good Gnar players in their time.
Welcome to the team.
Arn and Duke, also great Gnar players. Alright, SKT looking for a way to break the base. No spell shields down, that's something. Didn't see an Orno.
Oh, the Forge God yet again, but the knock-up, denying the bounce back. Really well timed there by Effort.
Hard to say if it was fortunate or completely timed, but we'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
Yep. We'll just give him that credit. If you play it on SKT, sometimes those things really are just planned out.
Minion wave in mid lane wasn't pushing, so the fact that Azir was able to clear the super minions in top lane to no penalty was relevant. Faker decides not walking. He's taking a teleport.
You know, I mean, it was a really nice play if that was intentional getting the knockup, but it's really not even that consequential because So has already got another call before he got ready to go. Cooldown on that is absolutely ridiculous.
And that's even without ultimate hat.
Yeah.
I believe he gets sub 40 seconds with ultimate hat. It's just plenty short right now.
It's just, you know, this is basically a Lux ultimate without the damage.
Balanced idea. Give him refresh on ultimate. It feels like he has it already.
10 seconds off for everybody who gets knocked up on the bounce back. Just keep chaining them together. You got another one up by the time they hit the ground.
Well, we're going to see one very soon because SKT want to break the base finally here on the bot side.
Just another knock up there on the So but there we go. Faker into the mid lane with the Lich Bane. Let's go ahead and knock down the turret. Exposes another inhibitor. Super Creeps pushing in, working their way in towards those Nexus turrets. Bang getting some alone time, just trying to get those Sheen procs in. Here comes another one. Bounces back. Gets Wolf, but he still makes it over the wall with the flag and drag.
Not full distance, but enough to displace him. And he might be at 6 items. No, he still has the shield, so I guess not. Could be a Bloodthirster shield, though. They're not doing a lot wrong this game, but Sivir's range is being very well taken advantage of.
Oh, man, it's just SKT just throwing literally everything they have down the lane. Whirlwinds, Mystic Shots.
Good news. The Fountain Laser has been achieved. He's got 6 items. Hasn't sold his boots. That's the full Fountain Laser.
I mean, Teddy is... Look at his CS.
He's got a lot of them.
That's ridiculous. 582 and 43 and a half
I mean,
minutes.
consider what his average CS is going to be this week. It's going to be like 400.
It's a ton. Insane.
Teddy's
I think
pretty
no matter
good
what,
at League of Legends.
not having a victory, if that's how the rest of this game turns out, I think Teddy has basically justified a raise for himself.
Well, let's put it this way. Probably going to be Jin Air losing this game, right? They're going to go into easier fixtures in the future than KSV and SKT, and they've certainly got a bot lane to build around.
Yeah.
Wraith hasn't done too much special, but I think his laning phase has helped the team. Sangyun wasn't a slouch, but I believe Wraith's a better laner. So not Sangyun, I should say Snowflower wasn't a slouch, but I think Wraith's a better laner than Snowflower. Certainly got something for future weeks to face when the opposition gets a little bit less stiff than the world champions and their defeated finalists.
I mean, I watched this game and I wonder, would KT beat Jin Air? And it's hard to say. It's not as clear cut as you would think.
You know, so far my KT predictions haven't been that on the ball, so I'm going to hold my tongue.
It's very true.
Super Infinity Edge here for Sivir.
Oh, there we go. Pop up there onto So to take him down to about half HP. Trying to get that Ornn out of the fight, but they at least get the flash away.
It's quite a high armored team, as everyone other than Janna has an armor item, even the AD carry because of Iceborne Gauntlet, and Zhonya's just there for Faker. With the upgraded Infinity Edge, still a lot of power on Teddy, but he can also be popped in an instant. So difficult to actually output that damage. He's been outranged so heavily in team fights that the early laning phase didn't end up meaning anything because the early game was about as non-interactive as can be. We've had 10 kills in 45 minutes.
Classic Jin Air.
If we go for another 3 hours, I believe 2 hours, sorry, we can carry the viewers into EULCS. There's a chance.
Just bring them straight into it.
Don't say there's not a chance, Kilios.
There unfortunately is a chance. Faker, waiting in the brush. He's going to be found by He's going to jump forward.
Oh.
Faker going low.
He's
Jumps
so low.
away with a flash. Gets another Rift Walk. Redemption. Will it happen again? Oh, boy.
We almost saw 2 rainbows in one day. Doesn't happen, but Faker's out of the fight. He has teleport.
He does have TP, but he's got to get back to base. The Baron's already gone so low. They try to go for it. Wolf over the walls just a little bit too late, and confirms the Baron. And just like that, Jin Air have a chance to bring this back.
Insane. And this is with the 6 item Sivir that could potentially do work. This game has been so under control. Faker's coming in.
TP in on the flank here. Faker jumping in, finds Soon's chunking out that Ornn. Going low, will get the GA
Two are dead
popped.
here.
Wolf has to get out of there, and yeah, it looks like Soon, he's got nowhere left to run. He's going to go down. That is going to be falling as well. So 2 Baron buffs already eliminated, SKT, can they push in and knock down the inhibs? That's what's going to give them a lot of free range here.
They might try and end the game anyways, Achilleo. So1 is the only person who's really a frontline. A lot of damage, sure, on Teddy and Justice, but not in a 3v5 scenario with this Janna ultimate up as well. See what SKT wants to do. Because of the Baron buff, actually, I take it back. Ending the game is actually really tricky.
Yeah, not going to be nearly as easy, but they will go ahead, break down these inhibs. Seems like they might be able to just complete the sweep, go through, get all 3 of them. So going to be a really difficult base defense here from the side of Jin Air. At least Teddy will be able to work down those minions rather quickly.
This probably does mean that Jin Air will never get the fight they want. If they're able to ace SKT trying to end the game, can they do it in one push? The answer is probably no. Consider that they still have an inner turret to the side of SKT. We're going to see the replay of this particular engage. Very smart Baron. The catch on was purely just catching up to Faker and being able to do a lot of damage. Even this late in the game, only Zhonya's for defensive stats, but the teleport comes in. So1 tries to deal with Faker, but he takes such a big burst that, yes, he's distracting Faker, and that's probably good for his backline, but people have to pay the price for the crimes of the team, and in this case, 2 fall. They lose all 3 inhibitors, and the Baron's not worth, you'd have to say.
Yeah, I really thought it was going to happen again, though, with Faker getting killed by a redemption. Would have been insane to see that happen twice in the same day. But makes it out and then punishes Jin Air pretty significantly. So even though they get the Baron buff, they can't leave the base at all. You can see everybody just
Here's what I'll say.
contained there.
I think we have a new record. I don't believe there's ever been a time where in 3 games a player's been able to sell their boots and go 6 rounds. But he's done it again. He's a Fountain Laser again.
I mean, he needs to have the kills to really, truly ascend to Fountain Laser status, Papa Smith.
I mean, he
He's
just
1-1-1
needs the
right
front
now.
line to not die while he crits everyone.
He's got the items in the CS to back up the claim, but I need the evidence.
Well, you may never get it, Achilleos. You may have been an implied Fountain Laser because Teddy... Look at the crits. He does so much damage. But it doesn't matter. His range is short. SKT can just all in him or try and outrange. They want to end this game and ignore a team fight. Jin Air can try and counter that. Watch Faker, though, on the bot side.
Just bouncing its way through. Call the Forge God yet again coming through, but that one's going to go wide. Certainly not what So1 was looking for. Bang still just trying to poke away. Those Sheen procs in on the turret when the missing shots aren't connecting.
Jin Air need to ace, and even then they may need a second ace. That's where the game is at. They don't have a free inhibitor, the ability to DPS down that fast, even with something like the Abyssal Voyage. Still high drama, still Jin Air pushing SKT to 50 minutes in the 3rd game, coming from behind to win in game 2. Led in 3 early games, but may mean nothing when it comes to match score. SKT waiting for their minion waves to group. Top minion, super minion wave coming in now.
Now, has that transformation ready to go. It's going to be expiring rather soon, so if they want to go in for the hard commit, it's going to have to happen now. There we go, jumps in, finds the stun in onto 4 members, I do believe. Knock up in onto Wraith, manages to get the shield off in time. Faker goes low, has the Zhonya's up. Monsoon casting, but Teddy finds the first kill. Now looking for more. Firing away, tries to chunk out Wolf, but he manages to stay alive and still has the Guardian Angel at the same time. So they get the kill onto Faker. They hold off for a little while longer. And SKT will peel back.
It's amazing how this game does emulate the one we saw from KT versus MVP. You remember when Pawn was unable to do damage on the Azir? The only time that SKT are actually going to opt into Sand Soldier damage is trying to end the damn game by trying to take the Nexus. Other than that, they're kiting around. They can return. Once again, push up mini waves, take 3 inhibitors. Any mistakes, and they win the game. Any mistakes, anyone dies, and they just end the game 5v4. But no mistakes so far. Maybe we have to add another timer, Achilleos. Maybe it has to be Elder and Baron before SKT can actually comfortably close this game and ignore the insane damage that we're seeing from Teddy.
750 CS in 51 minutes. Teddy is farming out of his mind right now. I don't even know. What is the CS record in the LCK? I'm not even sure, because he might be ready to break it.
In LCK, it will be a lower number than some other regions, I believe. I know we've got over 700, but I'm actually unclear as to what. Hopefully OGN will be able to pop it on the screen because they've been on the ball with stats so far. Worth noting that at this point, he's getting CS mostly because he has to, not because he wants to. Certainly is completely ready for items. Don't have 6 items on the Orin yet, you should note.
I'm wondering how much just spare change he's got sitting in his pocket
a lot.
now.
I mean, the Orin only just got 6 items by getting the Thorn Mail.
Well, inhibitors respawning here. Top, mid, coming back up. Bot lane going to be on the way shortly. SKT would like to knock these down immediately. As quickly as they've returned, if possible.
Open terrain around inhibitors, so very difficult for the side of Jin Air to actually engage here. A long-range Orin ultimate won't do anything. They'll back away and reload, so kind of have to hold that ultimate to stay confident. Ricochet crits do unbelievable damage, even on the 3rd or 4th bounce. Janna could get 2-shot by random ricochets.
Well, fortunately for Effort, it hasn't happened yet, but there's still plenty of time left in this game, apparently. As we're moving on to 53 minutes, maybe we'll just go ahead and break the record again. Set a new one for 2018.
Teddy's the type of airplane right now, a 777 on his CS numbers. He'll get more, of course, just incidentally. It's risky for SKT just to poke inhibitors. Insane where this game is right now. I said insane so many times, but that's because I'm going insane.
They're trying
by the fact
to get
that we're still here,
they should have it
53
here.
minutes in.
Yeah, Bang finally manages to break it. Faker trying to just inch his way in.
He's trying to work out if it's worth Riftwalk, Lichbane, Riftwalk.
He's going to be on the hunt popped here.
Faker's going to take an inhibitor. They need to get multiple
Bang's
kills.
Gonna get popped up. He's going to get the lead, and Teddy finds the kill. Caught up in the Cataclysm. Wolf
meanwhile,
but Faker is trying to break down the Nexus turret. It's knocked back there and has to go ahead and Rift walk away. They managed to get 2 inhibs taken down. Bang punished, still dead for another minute, and Baron is up.
But what does 60 seconds mean when they can never leave their base? Kassadin will end the game alone, will end the game if it's just the Orin as well. Orin can't pose enough threat to a Kassadin.
I mean, it's just Orin right now. Faker's going back in.
This.
He's going in, chunking out So On already to start things off with to get in range of that Nexus turret as Jin Air goes ahead and starts up this Baron. Wolf over the wall. This would be a major deny, a massive steal if he could go for it, but it's just too risky. You can see Jin Air will just be exiting. Faker abandoning the attempt. Will not be able to knock down that Nexus turret.
And I gave too little respect, I guess, the percentage damage coming through from the W and then just ulting the wave, because of course he doesn't have a cooldown in his ultimate, so no worries there for the Orin. Let's get the outer top lane turret, Achilles, 54 minutes into the game.
Oh god, it's ridiculous.
Oh, they need
It's
that burst of
so
gold.
long!
Teddy needs the gold. Justice for Teddy. Give it to him. All right. Justice for Teddy's even funnier, because that's the name of their 2 carries, but anyway. Back to this, the recall starts, and yet they didn't crash an inhibitor turret, or an inhibitor, so they probably need 2 more teamfight wins, Achilles.
Hooray.
So EULCS is now 1.5 hours away.
Yep, we're getting closer and closer.
We had 59 minutes 58 today. We're loading up for 60 here. Could also end in about 6 seconds.
Pushing our way there, slowly and steadily.
You're the good luck charm, Achilles.
Apparently,
2 out of 2.
Castertons must love me now. 2 for 2 on this one.
Faker moves up the minion wave. Bot lane pushing in as well, of course, because it's super minions. Lane assignment's correct here by SKT.
Maybe I should cast a telecom ward so we're guaranteed 3 games.
Maybe you should, Achilles.
That'll be Atlas taking over that one at the start of the week.
Faker's just running in, because, yep, he does love damage.
Well, that's 2 hits on it. Needs at least 3 or 4 more. Super creeps pushing up in mid. Bot still a ways away. As Teddy very well could hit 1,000 CS by the end of this game.
Things that may happen in this professional game of League of Legends in Korea. 843 CS. What do you call the 3.5 times Flame Horizon? Sorry, 2.5 times, I should say. Apologies to Bang.
I don't even know anymore.
The Orin item upgrades for everyone except Wraith, who for some reason doesn't want to get an Orin upgrade. Probably should get an Ornn upgrade.
Yeah, I think at this point of the game, you don't really have much of an excuse to
500
not
gold
have
on the
one.
redemption's not expensive, so...
Yeah, what are you doing, Wraith? Come on, man. You'd kill Faker with it again if you pick that up.
It's true. It doesn't actually do any more bonus healing. If you guys are wondering at home, I haven't played the game in a while. It does give more health and stats, basically. It's all about just 1,000 more gold to spend, which is very useful at the 56-minute mark.
Now, if it made it trigger faster, that would have been the way to get the kill.
Fastest way to make someone trigger is to say Jin Air.
Yeah, we're getting there.
Even though
11:30 p.m. here in Korea.
we've had so many inhibitors down, we could send a downed inhibitors record if Jin Air actually goes on to win this game. Because they just cannot actually, with their members, spread themselves enough to actually answer something like a Kassadin plus multiple members on the other side of the map. Faker's hunting.
All right, well, this is here. I might as well kill it.
The scariest question for SKT is, if SKT has Elder Dragon and Baron, do they win a 5v5? And I guarantee they don't know the answer.
Well, right now, SKT trying to poke their way through here. They're onto the side. Right now, standing between Jin Air and that Elder Dragon, which is spawned. Faker jumping forward. Trying to chunk out So On, but gets locked up a little bit there. Has to jump away.
The base is pushed out enough for them to be here for a while, but eventually the minions down bot lane are going to push in. First time we've seen Jin Air push this far up and crest into the middle of the map in a good 20 minutes.
Should just be the last wave moving in or getting ready to move through. As that mid inhibit's already respawned. Yep, there we go.
There is a ward for
up.
Faker to teleport to that's near the base, not in the base though.
Always just go straight in onto a minion if need be. Faker, he's going to get caught, has to jump to the side. One more crit would do
He's
it.
dead!
There it is, empty. Comes up with the kill. Redemption coming down, barely going to do anything. And now SKT going to be on the run. Bang in the back, trying to duke it out here with Justice. Goes Golden with the Zonias. Looks like he's going to be all right. The rest of SKT should
Nar's going to go backdoor the inhibitor.
He's going to
He's trying to end the game. Watch Nar.
That's going to be the Nexus turret going down. Yeah, Nar trying to get in there. Jin Air, they have to get back to the base. You see Bang trying to poke out, trying to delay where he can. Has the slow
new
up there
shot
onto
caller
Umpty.
needs to make a clear call.
He's working down the next inhibitor there in the mid lane. Tal just trying to burn through it, but he's going to have to maybe abandon this one soon.
Wraith probably has to flash. Doesn't have flash.
Bang going forward.
Umpty
here, right up into the front line. Almost gets popped with the GA. Goes in, tries to finish off Bang. One more hit. Gets the GA pop. TP now coming through from Tal. Getting ready to join in. They missed the Mystic shot, and the Devourer is there anyway from Wraith, so keeps the Kha'Zix alive.
They're going to go straight for the Elder. Ornn won't be there, but he'll get in ult range soon. Only 4 members, 15 seconds for Faker.
That's the TP, but this Dragon is going to be dead long before then, and SKT are just abandoning it. Wolf not risking giving up his own life to take that one away.
Jin Air might win this game with multiple inhibitors, 3 down for so long. The fight they have to go through to just get a single damn inhibitor requires so much pandemonium on the map. 59-58, just last game, or last series I should say. We're going to beat it. It's going to go 60 minutes here. We're going to Crazy Town. And we're no closer to knowing who wins.
All right, so what's the next record we got to be? Oh yeah, 1 hour and 19 minutes with 45
When
seconds.
do I get my free swear word? Is it 70 minutes, 80 minutes?
You know, I'm not sure when that one gets unlocked.
The fans are just clapping because we've quested 60 minutes. I'll have a little clap too. This game has been high drama. SKT so far in control. You'd say the same thing about KT in the first series though, and you could say that about SKT in other games. So it still doesn't give us too much more of a window apart from sheer exhaustion from the members of SKT today. I'll have some days off. That telecom war will be on Wednesday. Still time for Jin Air to make a mistake. Someone pops, the game is over.
I mean, anybody at this point can make a mistake. Teddy has to be the one that they
Ornn
try
is
to get on top
really
of here,
far away.
I mean, look at this. He's just melting down the turret. Jin Air going to be on the offensive here.
Can we call him the fountain laser now?
I think he's getting ready to earn it. He's only picked up 2 more kills since he's hit that 6-item mark, but
902 CS though.
He's pretty terrifying. I almost just used my swear word right now.
Oh, hold on to it.
We'll keep maintaining
You'll
that.
know the moment. I know I did.
Here we go. Baron jumped on yet again, absolutely getting destroyed by Jin Air. Called the forward
Sivir
shot
ult.
coming through, double pop-up going through there onto Wolf and Tal.
Watch Faker.
Tries to get into the back line, tries to get on top of Justice. justice, but the damage just is not there. And SKT has at least pulled Jin Air off the Baron for
getting
the
chunked
moment.
a little bit here. Umti down to 50%.
They are getting weakened, and they're just going to be releasing.
Now they're out of
this.
position for their base as well, remember?
Healing's coming up, and that's going to be super creeps, as you say, pushing into the bottom lane. Jin Air completely contained up towards this top side.
That means they're out of position. Umti doesn't have ult. He wants to use, So1, I should say, doesn't have ult. He wants to be able to turn with it.
It's okay, he's got it in 5 seconds anyway. Minions coming
Teleport
through.
to the bot side.
Yeah, he's TPing back. He's going to try to go ahead and get his way in there.
Not able to interrupt.
It, cannot get it. We'll go ahead, throw it at Bang. They can't get it. But
Sivir's back.
Have made it back. And Faker has to just run right out of the base. SKT in the meantime, though, they're going to go ahead. They're going to start up the Baron themselves.
It doesn't matter, Achilles. Just late in the game, sure, having more stats is good, but you cannot give up anything. They just back away. Give them the Baron. It is not the end of the world. Jin Air loses this battle, but this is a skirmish. They don't lose the war just yet. Baron goes down. So many of them in this game. Doesn't matter if you fat finger smite this time, Wolf. It's all good. We go back. We take a deep breath. There's not really any way to iterate on these items anytime soon. It's been about 25 minutes since Teddy had boots.
This is the most Jin Air thing ever.
If Jin Air wins this, we need to have a boot drive where we have to like buy shoes for Teddy in real life, because this man is the most powerful shoeless warrior I have ever seen.
I mean, it just figures. Jin Air, they held the record in 2017. They hold the all-time record in LCK. And we're working our way towards breaking it here at the start of 2018.
At this point, we want another 20 minutes. Where is my 1000 CS Sivir? Where is it?
I'm ready to see it. 933. We're nearly there.
Still a professional game. The CS record has been broken a while ago, guys. We're 200 over on his next CS.
Professional game, by the way, haha.
Teddy's going to have his name right up there. I mean, forever, right? We're not going to have another 941 plus CS game. 200 over the last record. 200.
It's insane.
That's a double Flame Horizon over Pilot.
And it's names that you wouldn't have thought would be at the top record. It's Pilot and Coco.
Pilot's watching this be like, no, my one contribution.
Of all people.
I had this. Well, no longer. Teddy is now the god of creep score in Korea.
Good lord. 120,000 gold acquired by SKT.
Good news, 10 flashes up, guys.
This is going to be a messy fight.
It is going to be messy. Faker really wants to pop someone. Insane game we've had here where SKT were in control for forever and ever and ever. It looked like the freest win ever until it went longer and longer and longer, and 6 items plus. For the Sivir is Umti
still
can't
trying
deal
to
with
get it.
this.
Yeah, there's just nothing that he can do. Faker will go ahead, break the inhibitor line for like the 5th time in this game.
All right, Jin Air have been decisive when they've needed to be a few times. Getting to that point again, Lichbane doing hilarious damage. They give up 2 inhibitors already.
Here we go. Teddy, can he do it? Can he hit 1,000 CS? Can he stave off the waves? Third inhib, 1 hit from dead. The minions are going to go ahead and finish this one off. All of them going to be exposed. Sand Tower goes up to try to create some slight little
Doesn't
reprieve
hold
here,
onto it for the
anything.
base, though. He could have held onto it for the Nexus.
Yeah.
Chooses not to. Jin Air probably just... SKT probably backs away, right? That's probably the right call here.
Do they? Do they back away, Papa Smithy? Or does Faker force them to charge down the lane?
You know, in my VOD review, I didn't have too many simulations of this particular time of the game. Teddy's at 991 CS. He's going to hit 1,000.
He definitely is, unless he dies now.
I hope not. I need the 1,000. Give it to me.
7 more. Everybody else stop CSing. Just let him have it, please.
He's at 319.
Umti yet again, just killing the cannon, just taking this away from Teddy.
We still don't have a name for 319 CS lead, by the way, as that forces a flash out of Bang with the no cooldown ultimate.
2 more left to go.
998 CS. Give us 4 digits. Can we even fit 4 digits? I don't even know.
One more.
There it is! Woo! 1,000 CS, big crowd.
And the crowd goes wild. Ladies and gentlemen, Teddy has just achieved 1,000 CS.
And now we get to find out if there's room for 5 digits. Achilles, there's still time. EULCS is still an hour 20 away. Let's keep going.
Oh, dear.
1,000 CS in the LCK will never be beaten. I go on record right now to say no one will ever get further than that. SKT cannot win a fight if all 5 members are there. They've tried a few times. Interrupt on the call, the Forge Guard.
Justice, he was looking for Shrima shuffle there.
We're getting a real fight.
Pushes him back. That's going to be Tal going low. Makes it his way into the Monsoon. Faker going in. Has to pop the zone. He has
Justice.
Flag and drag forward there from Wolf. Trying to lock somebody in, but just doesn't have anyone yet. Umti dead on the backside of the fight. Will go down after the GA gets popped. He's dead. Faker walking away with the kill, but can they finish? Is going to be the question, because Teddy...
It's 5v4 with 3 waves of super minions about to pull in. Teddy would have to be an utter god. The RNG would have to be in their favor. Let's see. They're going for it now.
TP thrown in just to keep the super creep alive, but it's going to get melted right after that. Wave pushing in. Top, mid, and bot. All of them crashing, but SKT still just can't get hits in onto this final Nexus turret. Inhibitors as well are very likely going to be close to coming back up at this point, Papa Smithy.
They need to show threat the moment people walk up, though. What? They're walking up now.
Faker going in, looking for Teddy.
He's so low, he's still alive.
Manages to stay alive, now looking for Tal. Doesn't get locked up.
He might be able to turn it around.
Might be able to take him out. Turret does go down. Nexus exposed. Tal getting popped. Will be coming back from the Guardian Angel, but he's immediately destroyed. And Jin Air will hold out yet again. 68 minutes just about on the clock. They are not going down.
While we still get more time, the Nexus turret going down is big, though, Achilles. From my belief, if you put down a sand turret, it doesn't necessarily count as something to stop the Nexus going down. I believe if you put up a sand turret, you can still attack the Nexus and end the game. So that is going to be very relevant now. It was worth one person dying for them to take out that particular Nexus turret on the next attempt. Can you stop the Peke-style ending from Faker? My first impression is no.
Somebody has to be in the base at all times, so they have to scour the entire
Why would you leave the
thing.
base? The Baron has so little value at this point, Achilles. You don't need to commit for that. You don't want to give away both, but you don't have a choice.
I know. I'm just reinforcing that the back door will very likely be there if they left the base for whichever reason. This is absolutely absurd. We are now pushing in towards 70 minutes on the clock.
Records upon records have been obliterated. 1,082 CS, over 300 more than the previous record for Sivir, who has been item capped for the best part of 35 minutes into this game. It keeps going and going. SKT now know that against double teleport, even with those on cooldown, Jin Air will never leave the base. The base now represents their final Alamo. Baron will go down, they will walk to Elder, and they will attempt to end the game. And the only question we have left, Achilles, is do they try to fight or do they try to suicide for the Nexus? There's value to both ideas.
You know, I think if they suicide for the Nexus, they have it easy. Between the Lich Bane
Agreed.
and the Sheen, I think they just go for it, but how much do they care about the KDs in this game where there's only been 17 kills total?
Does Janna just sell all her items and buy Deathcap Lichbane? You laugh, but the shield's big,
It would be a
her
massive
auto
shield.
before she dies will be relevant.
Let's see.
2 inhibitors back up.
Trying to get the wave pushing there in top lane.
All
throwing out
3
the two-shot
inhibitors
barrage.
back up.
So they got to work their way through those yet again. Because this is going to be a period of time where they do not have super creeps pushing into the base.
Items have changed again and again. Bang. Steadfast with his Iceborne Gauntlet. Could have been an argument for Trinity Force at some point. Here's Faker.
See, there you go. Longest game in LCK history, 2015.
We're not that far away. 9 minutes and 15 seconds. My prediction is we don't get there because
I agree.
the Nexus is now exposed, but
good lord if we get there.
we got somewhere. We don't need to necessarily get to that game.
I mean, we're breaking records before my time here, Papa Smithy. I got here in 2016, man.
I remember that game. It was long.
I believe I had a 76-minute long game in 2016. I think that was Longzhu Jin Air or Longzhu CJ. I forget what the combination was.
Best part is that people can draw the average game time of the LCK for week 1 and use it as a reason the balance is off, because now it's going to be 44 minutes or something like that.
Well, we broke, 1,100 CS for Teddy.
I'm angry now. Wraith still doesn't have a damn Ornn upgrade. We're 70 minutes in!
We're going to have to pull him aside and have a word with that man after this game. Well, that's going to be on the hunt popped. Call the Forge God not going to hit. Bang getting jumped on by Umpty, but immediately has to flash back for fear of his own life. Faker, yet again, just threatening that top inhib as Teddy tries to get him out.
Any inhib is golden. Any inhib is golden. They can end the game very easy after. One inhib down, 2 inhibs down.
Quickly just going to go ahead and complete the circuit. Why not? Get all 3 of them as they start poking out Jin Air. They have held off SKT time and time again. Can they do it one more time here now? As we hit 72 minutes on the clock, you can see Teddy just pushing Faker back.
They will not be going to get the last minion wave. That was an option there for SKT. There's a minion wave very pushed out in bot side. That'll take a while to come, but they feel like 2 minion waves is enough. We thought 30 minutes would be enough. We were wrong. 72 minutes in, SKT again should win everything in their corner apart from Teddy and his fountain laser status. Waiting here for the approach. They're going to back away. They're backing away, Achilles. They got other places to go. Turns out they had a conflict right now. They got somewhere else to be.
Well, we got a Zerat portal.
I mean, that's relevant too. Another minion to frustrate the side of Jin Air, but another minion doesn't count towards CS. We're at 11:55. That's 8 minutes from now. It's 11:47 p.m.
Still going late. 73 minutes on the clock. Teddy getting closer to 1200 CS, just pouring in on top of the record. And now I wonder what the global record is for CS at this rate.
For competitive games, I think we got it, Kilios. Let's be real here.
I'm pretty sure.
As you can see, Sun Turret doesn't stop them ending the game. Still no autos onto the Nexus, though.
I'm wondering how much he's beaten by.
How much more do you have to wait for? As they push the Zerat portal closer, of course.
Just go.
Watch Faker. Watch Faker. They have to respect him. They can't choose whether chasing or backing away. They have to ensure that Faker's not there. Faker flashes away. There's 3 flashes down on SKT.
At this rate,
they can't finish.
I really would just like for them to go in, go for the suicide push, and end it.
You know what? I'm ready for more. I've been there for every game of this damn week. I'm going to be there for every game of this damn year. We are making history here. This is a history-making game in many different ways. 1173 CS is utter insanity for the Sivir. The game time is looking more and more like it will hit that 79-minute mark. 80 minutes the dream is the new story for us here at Kilios.
Oh.
He's 435 CS above his opponent. Let's just call that the Teddy Horizon.
Yeah, I mean, he's earned it. We have to. You can't call it anything else. His name has to be in it. It can't involve Flame. Flame never crushed anybody this hard.
I mean, I watched those games. He definitely crushed noobs hard, but it was a different time.
In a different way.
In the modern era, the game's not supposed to go 74 minutes.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to hit 1,200 CS.
This is ridiculous.
Which is coming soon. He's got an improved Trinity Force now for a bit of movement speed. That's nice.
I was wondering how he only had 9,000 in the bank.
Bang! Losing by 350 CS is going to be the second highest CS, it seems like.
Yeah. They're both just gonna take over the top spot, the former ones. All right, Tal.
Faker, watch Faker here. He's going to get...
Got the transformation ready to go. Umpty jumping in on him. Call the Forge God coming through Faker.
But watch the base, watch the base, watch the Nexus.
He can't get the interrupt. Teddy, he's going to take down Faker. The Nexus is still untouched. Tal now having to run away,
dead as well.
But Teddy just does so much damage. Rips him apart. The GA gonna get popped. And the Mininar is gonna go down. Teddy, the Fountain Laser just ripping them to shreds.
Jin Air is going to have to name a plane after this play. His name is going to have to be, his face is going to have to be right up there like the StarCraft players many years ago. He is doing so many heroics, and SKT are out of ideas. They want a tactical pause and to talk to Koma and Bengi and get some help. That's not how League of Legends works. Jin Air is leaving their base again after 3 inhibitors were down. Again, over 3 times so far in this game have they had nothing to defend. The Sun Turret doesn't even stop the Nexus from being attackable, and yet Faker has never gotten an auto in. The Zerat portal is just the most annoying thing in the world, but slowing down so on. They still haven't taken the inner turret in mid lane. Let's be clear. We need 2 or 3 more of those for Jin Air. I wonder if the fans want 2 or 3 more team fights, because I know I do. I'm ready to go. We're here forever, Achilleos.
We are. It's just,
This is our Groundhog Day.
It's just
It's
never
called
gonna
Teddy Day.
end.
It's a sequel. Teddy Day is happening right now.
I'm going to need some more water, another energy drink, and some food eventually.
Look, I can guarantee that every viewer out there is passing their energy to us. They want to see how this ends. No one knows how this ends. For 50 minutes, I have said SKT will take this eventually. 50 minutes has passed. The game is still going. It's the 7,000th Baron buff.
It really does feel that way. SKT will yet again take a Baron and attempt to win the game.
Look at the Baron HP. It started at 20,000, 200,000. I didn't even know what it was. Let's say 20,000.
It was a lot. It was about 20,000.
It was a lot of zeros and a lot of bars of health. They're still attacking it.
200,000 would be ridiculous.
Really, ridiculousness in this game with 1,230
It'd be a whole
CS.
new level of
We've got it already.
nonsense.
He has 1,230 creeps. That is a genocide and then some.
You know what the other thing is that they have to break all 3 inhibs again.
You know, on the creep spawning door, there's a picture of Teddy and a big cross through. They know to be scared of him now.
Summoner's Rift minion population 0. He's just taking them out, man.
He's made 45,300 gold.
Oh God, I think the insanity's starting to set in.
Really, just now. Just now.
Yeah, this is my breaking point. 78 minutes exact. That's when things start getting
At least
loopy.
now we know for the next Jin Air game. Maybe people will listen to my prophecy and take Gathering Storm against Jin Air. Imagine the bonuses at 80 minutes.
I don't want the next Jin Air game, man. Atlas can have it. Here we go. Yet again, looking for Faker. He's going to dodge out. Call the Forge God. An empty can't stay on top. Faker immediately goes straight back in. Oh my God. Almost pops the Guardian Angel. Just a few hits.
And getting out there with Guardian Angels, very relevant because
Rushab Barrage is cruising by to say,
ostensibly
hey.
we're going to see a fight again at some point. There is no voice for this, Killer. There's only our real voices, only our exasperation at a game that has gone 80 minutes. We're going to break that record soon.
So close. And there's a chance that they could end it, but it just doesn't seem
It's less than a
likely.
minute from now. We're going to get there. I didn't think it could happen, but it is. It's going to happen.
A new
We are
LCK
seeing
record.
LCK history in about every single way. Again, the person who is 400 CS down has the second most CS ever.
Here we go. About 30 seconds left.
I need to see the scoreboard and know if he got the damn Ornn upgrade.
Look here, Papa.
I need to know.
20 seconds.
He
And
didn't
we break
get
the record.
the
He
damn
still has
Ornn
not
upgrade.
upgraded it.
What the hell is he doing?
I don't think he realizes. I think his brain is as fried as ours at this point. SKT pushing in. 5 seconds left on the clock. Call the Forge God goes out now. Up in the front lines. Gets the stun there onto Soan, but he is getting popped so low, and he is going to go down. Justice finds the kill, and we have a new record, ladies and gentlemen. We have surpassed it. This is all the Wild Wild West from here. Who knows how far this one goes?
We hit 80 minutes. 80 minutes of game time. And the craziest thing, as the crowd continues to applaud, by the way, my applause to the
They're all
crowd.
still here.
It's 11:55. We didn't even start late. We started on time.
You know, I'll have you know, Papa Smithy, we have just jumped. We have made it to 92,000 viewers on Twitch on this game because of how ludicrous it is.
But you need to be able to say you were there. Everyone who was there for the Faker versus Faker, look at the moves, look at the clans, remembers they were there. People will remember being there for this game, the utter insanity. Faker teleporting around, walking around, Riff walking around. This game is historic, and it's still going, and yet we still don't know who will win. Because the problem is that you have to say SKT, because you're only ever going to get one kill. The other 4 people run away, Ezreal and Arcane Shift, and then the Riff walk. And then guess what happens? When they get one kill, they don't get anything.
It's such a stalemate. It's ridiculous.
They can't do anything when they get the kill except buy more time. They're only going to set more records. It's going to be 1,300 CS soon.
We need some endless game prevention built into the game here.
Maybe there is. We don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
Have you seen a 100-minute game?
The longest game I've ever played in was about an hour and 30 minutes. So
I
close.
just love how tanky the buffs get. I want to know how much. I wish we clicked on it to know how much damage it was doing. It's not going to be relevant, obviously, because of how late it is, but nice to know. It'll die eventually. It must be demoralizing for SKT because
LCK versus Jin Air in 80 freaking minutes.
what would the shot caller be saying now? It's like, yes, let's get the 12th Elder Dragon. Oh, baby. Don't worry, he got a Zarot portal, but he made sure not to upgrade his Orin item.
Oh, good God.
This is Jin Air's paddock. They play the long games. They now have the top 2. They probably have number 3 as well. I'm not 100% sure.
My eye is twitching right now involuntarily. Ugh.
Wraith, just go back. Wraith, come on. Just let me have the listen and tell Wraith. I don't know how his English is.
Do you want to just walk down there and go into the booth right now?
I wouldn't miss anything. I'd still be back for the game. We have the confirmation from Joel that it's been 5 Barons and 4 Elders. Less than I expected for 82.5 minutes to dream.
I really thought it was closer to 7 Barons at this point. But apparently not. So how's your night going?
You know, it's taken some twists and turns I didn't see coming. With Jin Air, you're never quite sure. You never make the early plans. With some teams, you know, you're like, yeah, 11 p.m., we could make that. With Jin Air, you're like, no, I'm clearing my schedule. I thought maybe getting some chicken wings tonight, but that was about 3 hours ago.
Yeah.
That's not happening.
I was expecting to be done by about, 9:45, 10:15, something like that.
I have 6 days in a row starting from Tuesday. You know, that's pretty cool. I get 2 days off before, so that's nice.
How many times does Jin Air play in that time span?
You know, too many times, actually. It's more than 0. This team will never be relegated. They'll never go away. The sponsor is a big one. If you guys don't know, Jin Air is the kind of student-friendly, low-cost version of Korean Air, which is one of the premier airlines here in Korea.
Budget airline does short international flights, stuff like Japan to Busan,
intra-Korea as well. So, and SK Telecom, if you weren't 100% sure, right up there, the Verizon of Korea, I guess, one of the big 2. We have SKT and KT as our biggest networks here. That's why the telecom war exists. We have to talk about stuff like that because 800 Zarot portals on the Rift.
Nothing really else to talk about.
And we're backing away because the Baron hasn't spawned yet. What is Bang going to buy? He's sold all his items. Maybe he'll just buy them all again, just to be an alpha.
I mean, I think that if I started talking about the
Look at Bang. He's going to go and just be a traditional AD carry. He's like, I don't need to hit any more Mystic shots.
Okay, Essence Reaver.
Don't worry. If he messed up, he's got 4,000 gold left to consider his options.
Yep.
Yeah, he did mess up.
Sold the back.
No Essence Reaver. Don't need that silly stuff.
Trinity Force.
Trinity Force. Okay.
Faker getting jumped on. And he's all right. I could have started talking about Star Wars Episode 8 when this
we don't want to date this
started.
cast. We can't talk about anything in time because this cast will live forever.
No, what I'm saying is...
It's bigger than you and I.
I could have started talking about the things that I disliked about that movie, and I would have ended my conversation about 15 minutes ago, and this game would have still been going.
SKT need the Baron, Achilles. Yeah, take it down. Die, evil Baron.
So that's the 6th one.
You think the Baron would learn by the 6th time?
Just don't show up.
Just don't spawn. This is not the day. If you're at home and took a day off work to watch Jin Air Green Wings versus SKT, first, I slip my hat to you. Second, you saw something special today.
Yep. Absolutely insane. I've just been waiting for them to fight. Even if it results in another stalemate, I would just like to see some action.
What would you consider a fight? Because there probably can't be a hard commit when
somebody dropped to like half HP at least.
Okay, maybe. I mean, people are dying. One will die. 9 will stay alive, though. The minion genocide continues. Let's do some rough maths. We have nothing happening on the screen. 16, 29. There's been about 2,000, well, more than that, 3,000, something crazy on the side in terms of minion kills. 2,000, 2,400, 2,900. Yeah, about. We're getting at about 3,200 minions killed by Jin Air. Carving through them like butter. The gold all over the ground.
Yet again, Faker going to be fine.
I mean, the problem is that there's so much AD that you can't actually one-shot us. Okay, Justice has to move back. Bang.
Oh, that's going to be bang.
He's actually knocked up.
He's
He's
going to go
dead.
down. Teddy finds the kill. That's the fight I was looking for. Empty going over the wall, looking for Wolf. The shielding coming through, absolutely massive, and SKT is yet again just going to go ahead and walk away.
But it's just a kill. It's just one kill. You can never get more than one if you're Jin Air. If one person on Jin Air dies, the game is almost 100% over. But because of this, just the threat of Kasten. Umti's going to find Kasten, by the way.
Yep, Faker going to get jumped on. He goes
might
low,
die
jumps
here.
over the wall. Faker getting popped, jukes back over the side, has the Zonias.
Wraith is here too.
Is nearby. Faker makes it over the wall, but Teddy throws out the boomerang blade. Not quite going to connect, but now Tal is in a bad spot.
Teddy also flashed for that
dead.
auto. They're going to get Tal. That's two.
It's 2 members
We haven't
dead.
had 2 dead.
77 seconds dead there on Tal.
Teddy had to flash. He's ulting the minions like,
He's
guys,
going for it. All
I'm
right.
going to get myself a turret. Let's push it in as fast as possible. Umti's here as well. 5 members strong.
I mean,
Jin Air Green Wings could win.
They might actually be able to do this because this time the inhibitors aren't down, Papa Smithy.
Watching it here. Faker's still alive. Just killing the minions. Why poke when you can kill a minion? There's a turret there. I wasn't 100% sure, but it's dying now.
For the first time in I don't know how long Jin Air have taken a structure in this game. It feels like maybe 30 minutes.
5 seconds on Ezreal. They're going to try and end.
They're going to go for it. Passive procking there onto the turret as
It's
they try to
so
finish this one
tanky.
off. Teddy firing away. No minions here to help this one out. He takes a considerable amount of damage there from the True Shot
Can
Mirage
they
and
truly
Jin Air.
back away, though? There's still teleport up on Tal, but it's 25 seconds, so yes, of course they can.
On the hunt, yeah, they're going to go ahead, run their way out of there. There's no TP up for Faker, so it's not like he can go try to backdoor.
But the best news is, Achilles, a meaningful win for the first time in what? 55 minutes for Jin Air Green Wings. They are now, if they can get 2 picks, they win the game. That is now the reality. They can end the game. SKT have struggled to have all their sideways pushed to the point where they can even take an inhibitor. They are down in inhibitors against Jin Air after taking the first inhibitor in the 30 minutes. I mean, time is like a weird flat circle at this point, so who even knows what happened when? But at some point, at least 3 to 4 times,
This
they
game
have
hasn't
been
even started
3
yet.
inhibitors down. The famous memory of Captain Jack and that CJ fightback is nothing compared to this game. That game was over way earlier. This game's still going. 1374 CS on Teddy. Is there a drinks break at 90 minutes in a League of Legends game? There might be. There should be.
There really should just be a decided pause. Let the players go use the bathroom so we don't have a toilet issue.
We're still going.
Why are you killing those, Bang? What are you doing?
He's just getting his auto. Look, he's not used to
You're
auto-attack Ezreal.
You're not going to catch up to Teddy no matter how many Krugs you kill.
Hey, you gotta get all your auto cancels ready. He's not he's auto-attack Ezreal. He's not Mystic Shot Ezreal. He's got an Infinity Edge. He's powering up. Gathering Storm would have been the biggest MVP of all time in this game at 90 minutes. They never expect the 9th proc.
We're really about to break it.
We are. 90 minutes to the dream. I hope everyone around the world can stand up and cheer. Well deserved.
Absolutely absurd.
89 minutes 30 into the game.
It is after midnight here in Korea.
Second time this week, Kilios.
I
Second
know.
time with you.
Woo! But this time there wasn't a 40-something minute long pause. It was just straight gameplay.
And that makes it better. This is way better than that situation. We don't get to record a podcast, but someone will listen to this on MP3 in the future. There's Teddy, the monster. We have now dubbed him the Fountain Laser. It's for all time now.
He just looks impatient and bored right now.
He is the Fountain Laser forever.
He
now.
really is.
It doesn't matter. He spawns as a Fountain Laser because this has been a series of unbelievable carried. We've had it confirmed that the longest game ever at the professional level is 91 minutes. Hong Kong Attitude versus AHQ in 2013, and we're going to beat it.
We are breaking a record.
Faker looks like the
years
same as
ago.
if he started streaming, the same as if the game just started. Conditioning is not a word you use to talk about League of Legends pro players very often. That's a word for real sports, you know? Like, his conditioning, he's keeping in great shape. You need to be in certain shape. Remember, let's talk about this. Remember what? 3.5 hours, 4 hours ago, how devastated Jin Air was after losing game
I know.
one. Teddy looked
arms
like
crossed. Looked like
3 members with
incredibly
arms
defeated.
crossed, not speaking. The fact that they could come back like this, the fact that they could still be razor trained at 91 minutes into the game after being tilted off this earth after game 1 is so much credit to the Jin Air coaching staff because A year ago, when they had Umti and Teddy debuting, Umti was clearly the most emotional player on the team. Every loss against top teams, he looked devastated. And now, he hasn't been one of the ones with the bad body language. Teddy, for whatever he looked like, has kept his head together. 14-14 CS. We're breaking that last record. It's going to be the longest game of all time in the LCK as a professional game. And it's been amazing.
In the world.
And you know what? We can
CS.
stand up and cheer because Wraith found out you can upgrade your Ornn items. He did it. It took him 85 plus minutes, but he did it. He found that you can upgrade the item. What a monster. Of all the things that happened this game, that was the most unlikely.
And from here, it is just setting the record higher and higher for longest played game ever.
Because it's a standstill. It's been 30 minutes of single kills for Jin Air into nothing. Only the last time.
22 kills in 92 minutes.
Now there's trading objectives as if it's 20 minutes into the game.
Yep, this is going to be the Baron going down. Tree Shot Barrage coming through. I think it's like 24,000 HP to start there for the Baron.
Okay.
Will go down. SKT. They got their Elder Dragon. Pushing into the base of Jin Air with those Baron-powered minions is not really possible, so likely just going to be another 3.5 minute stalemate here.
Yeah, the minions were pushed out this entire time, so they couldn't even take an inhibitor with the 25-odd seconds they had watching the Baron go down.
Ah, the first of the Zerat portal shall fall.
How many people will break the LCK CS record?
We have a new, top 4?
Yeah.
So
we have 4 new. Congratulations to
top 4 has been replaced. So
Justice
sorry,
Teddy, Faker
sorry
and Bang,
Pilot, sorry
all
Coco.
monsters. Hey, if we
are...
go long enough, Wraith might break top 10. Let's just keep waiting. He's got 182. He's getting there. The Kenj has been unbenched, and we now officially have the longest game of all time. Once again confirmed by Joel. Thank you very much, Joel. Keep up the Discord. It's great. As we go back to this game, still not 100% certain who will win. This is going to be a lot of damage.
Faker, yeah, so much damage. Sonya's going to go out. He's going to have to try to get out of here just for good measure. Another redemption coming through, but Umpty chases in. One more hit. He takes him down. The solo kill from Umpty, not even losing the Guardian Angel. Jin Air, one member dead. You can see Umpty getting popped off there in the booth.
They know this is their time, Achilleos.
This could very well be it. I'm going to go ahead and stand up for this moment.
See red pings onto the base, but there's no way to get there. Teleport on Tal isn't going to do enough. They make the lane shorter, and they run in for the triumphant ending. 60 seconds left on Faker.
Here we go. 94 minutes on the clock. Inhibitor going down yet again. SKT. Can they pull off the massive defense? There's minions this time around. Call of the Forge God comes
Teddy.
out. Can't quite get the bounce back. Cataclysm comes down from Wolf. He has to flash away. Gnar, ultimate pushing them back in, but there's no kills. There's no damage going onto the members of Jin Air. Teddy still extremely healthy. Has
30
another
seconds
wave
on Faker.
pushing in. Working on that first turn. It's going to go down. Faker dead still, as you say, and I think they might have finally done it. Wolf goes in, flag and drag, tries to get the pop-up, so there's no follow-up. Nexus now exposed. Jin Air, I think they've finally done it. 94.5 minutes on the clock. They take it home, and Jin Air Green Wings take down SKT 2-1 in this best-of-3 series. 12:09 at the end of the night. Breaking world records all around. Jin Air, enjoy that win. Revel and bask in the glory, because you deserve it.
You can remember every famous LCK game that ever existed. The Captain Jack base defense from 3 inhibitors down. They did it multiple times here. The Faker versus Ryu moment, that was a famous one as well. Here you now see crowned the biggest upset we have seen when it comes to a single game. The inhibitors were down, the players were down after game 1, but they regroup, they get it together, and SK Telecom will go into the Telecom War on a loss. It is only a single match day in the first week, and yet the mentality of SKT has to be shadowed after this amazing game.
Tied now in score with KT Rolster, I do believe. Or no, actually KT might have an advantage over them at this current point.
Hardly seems relevant at this moment. Insane match day here. Some of the SKT fans packing up their stuff and trying to beat the traffic to go home. Jin Air Green Wings have for the longest time been the meme. Long games, long games, long games. None longer than this one. Records shattered in so many ways. The longest professional game of League of Legends in history. You can see Umti's heart skip a beat at this point in the game. Teddy with the wry smile, the Fountain Laser himself, anointed on an amazing day of League of Legends.
Absolutely insane.